You may have heard about this wave of cyber attacks that recently targeted Google. Well, get this, a new survey finds that there is a real concern that is growing among technology experts that internet attacks could target companies and even critical infrastructure in this country in a way that people really didn't understand before. Now, the number of cyber incidents reported by federal agencies has been soaring. Back in 2006, there were 5,500 of these. By 2008, that number had more than tripled to 17,000. Joining us now is Jessica Herrera-Flanagan. She's a partner at the Monument Policy Group, who served as the staff director and general counsel as well for the House Homeland Security Committee. Good to have you with us today. Welcome.
Thank you.
You know, what really caught my eye in this story was that of the survey that they did of these business leaders, most of them believed that within a year there would be a significant cyber attack that would lead to one of three things: either the complete failure of a company, or a shutdown of a significant section of some part of the economy for 24 hours, or even death, and that's going to happen within the next 12 months. Do you believe that?
I think it's very possible. I mean, the experts that were talked to were the people and companies that do IT services. They're the people who are watching the networks. They're seeing increased activity. They're seeing increased attack. And they're also seeing more of their employees going online. You know, we all have mobile devices. We have more computers, more laptops, and there's more opportunities to attack the systems.
All right, so we're talking about the water supply. We're talking about a number of, critical, you think of terrorist attacks, and this is a form of terrorist attack. If somebody could pull this off in a huge way. What's your biggest fear? What's the worst case scenario that you see?
Well, you have a number of, as you mentioned, the number of critical infrastructures that are linked to the network. So they're becoming more and more linked to a global network. You could see an attack on an electric grid, creating a blackout in a city. Let's say that happens in the middle of the winter or the middle of the summer. That could create significant problems. You can see an attack on an oil pipeline that stops the pipeline, increases gas prices, and decreases the amount of gas that's available at gas stations. Right. I mean, there are a number of scenarios that are out there that could happen. Then you also just have people stealing information on how our electric grid works, how our pipelines work, so then they can do different types of attacks on the systems. These are all real threats.
There have been a number of stories sort of under the radar over the past year that I've sort of kept an eye on as they came up, and suspicions about China or Russia hacking into certain systems that may link to some of our systems. And it raises a lot of concerns, and according to this research, China, they said, is way ahead of us in terms of preventing these and in terms of having a handle on how people are getting into their systems.
Well, China has a lot more of a centralized approach to cybersecurity than we do. I mean, their government obviously has a lot more control over their computer networks and who gets on, and they have a lot more censorship than we do, so it's a lot easier for them to have more control over their systems.
Is it going to take a serious event, maybe, for this country to wake up to what we need to do to protect these systems?
I think definitely, because there's been a lot of chatter, a lot of conversations on how we need to protect the systems, but quite frankly, when you look at a number of companies, unless they see the threat in front of them, they're not going to respond even to their IT experts. I mean, with the recession and with times being hard, a lot of those budgets are being cut for technology security. So they're asking IT experts to basically take a garden hose and fight a five-alarm fire when it comes out.
All right, it could be a scary situation. It's a good one to keep an eye on. Jessica, thank you very much.